Okay, this problem here has to do with solving for a variable that's indicated. So in this case, we are going to solve for y. When you solve for y, means you have to try to isolate the two y's all alone on one side of the equation. Now, since you have a top and bottom here, we got to figure out some way to get these together. And the first thing I told you is to remember, try to get everything off the bottom if you can. So if we could take this y plus 4 and get it off the bottom. Remember, it's on the bottom on one side. You can multiply both sides of the equation by that part of the problem and get it to the top on the other side. So we could rewrite this problem as, and this would be the same thing as multiplying both sides by y plus 4. If I do that, y plus 4, both sides, then over on the right-hand side here, y plus 4 would cross out, and you would be left with y plus 4 times the x, so this side of the problem, equals y. Now, notice that we still have y's on both sides of the equation, so somehow if we can get these together on one side with nothing else there, we can maybe distribute and get it out. And so to do that, you have to do the distributive property, which would be x times y plus 4x equals y. Now we can take our xy and take it, subtract it over, so we're going to minus xy from both sides of the equation. Okay, on the left-hand side over here, those will cancel out with each other. So you will be left with 4x equals y minus xy. And the reason we did it like this is so that we could use our distributive property on this part of the problem. By using the distributive property, we can distribute out a y. So we're factoring out a y. That leaves us with 1 minus x. Right? On the left-hand side, we still have our 4x. Okay, we still have that. Now, to finish this, we need to make sure that y is by itself, and this is multiplication right here. Since we have multiplication, we can undo multiplication by doing division. So divide and we divide. Now it's okay to write this right here, you could have written this way back up here. If we wanted to flip those around, and if you did flip them around, it would be negative x plus 1. That would be the same thing as negative x plus 1. But in this case, we have it as y minus x, which is okay. That's all right to do it that way. Right-hand side stuff crosses off. So your problem is 4x over 1 minus x equals y. Right? So there's your